and just like him, his sons took his path and continued his strives wholeheartedly.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنه لمن دواعي سروري أن أتحدث للجميع وبالذات إلى منسوبي القوات الجويه في هذه البلاد الكريمة التي هيأ الله لها تعالى كل أسباب الرقي والازدهار، وأعزها الله بدين الإسلام، وأوجد فيها مكة المكرمة قبلة العالم الإسلامي والمسجد النبوي بالمدينة المنورة، وهيأ الله لها رجلا من أبنائها جلالة الملك عبد العزيز تغمده الله بواسع رحمته وجزاه على المسلمين الثواب الكثير. أسس الدولة على دين التوحيد، ولما شعثها وفر لها الأمن والاستقرار ورسم لها الصراط المستقيم، وبعونه تعالى فإنا قد عقدنا العزم على المضي دائما في زيادة تطوير قواتنا الجوية لحماية سماء بلادنا، ويشاركهم في التعاون إخوانه في القطاعات الأخرى في القوات المسلحة كل في ميدان تخصصه. وأنتم أيها الإخوة بحاجة دائمة للمحافظة على ما حققه لنا تؤسسون العظام والرواد الأوائل من مكاسب، ويكون ذلك كما علمتم.
On the year 1390, King Faisal Air Force College was established in Riyadh in order for the Saudi Air Force to keep up with the surge of the continuing development of military art and aeroscience using the finest methods and curricula. His first weeks in the college conducting basic military training so that he can get accustomed to the disciplinary life of commitment and conduct in the military. Academically, students spend their first year in the college learning to master the English language and its special terms regarding aeroscience, since it is considered as the default language of communication internationally. After they learn the English language, they move on to study subjects related to aeroscience. During the training period in King Faisal Air Force College, trainers analyze each student's capabilities and potential, for the Air Force demands the accomplishment of various jobs, each one requiring different capabilities and skills. One of the college's functions is to accurately assign each student to the job which he has the capabilities to accomplish. After students manage to successfully learn how to operate helicopters, they move on to a different aircraft, which has the advantages that it functions much similarly to frontline aircrafts. These aircrafts have retractable landing gears, ejecting seats, and systems that assist the pilot in flying in difficult conditions. Before every flight, students must revise with their trainer every step of the mission that they are about to conduct to prove that they understand what they are about to accomplish, and also for the trainer to see if they would know how to act in case of emergencies. And finally, it's time for the flight. The operations center of the squadron assigns the pilot to a certain aircraft. The trainer signs a form to confirm the flight details, then the student is informed of weather conditions that are expected during the flight. After signing on the airplane's log, the student begins to inspect the airplane's parts, making sure everything is in order. Even though this procedure has already been done by the technicians and the ground crew, the pilots must also do a full-scale inspection on all parts to positively assert that everything is indeed in order. Afterwards, an inspection of the pilot's seat is then conducted by the student, as well as a general inspection of the cockpit. As the safety guarding is removed, it's as if the pilot is sitting in a cannon ready to be fired. Students must register a number of flight hours on this aircraft. During these hours, they conduct solo flights where they experiment different maneuvers as well as flying without relying on the systems in the aircraft. With this, they learn to act in case there is system failure or when a pilot is under attack. Students must also fly this aircraft in different vertical and horizontal positions in order to know how to regain control of the aircraft if there is ever a loss. Another thing students must get to know is the air pressure that the human body is exposed to when flying and the effect of flying the aircraft at its maximum speed. After every flight, the student presents a detailed report of what happened. The trainer analyzes the flight and informs the pilot of what he did right and what he could have done better. In today's modern world of war, tactics may change at the blink of an eye, and the pilot alone is not capable of handling all the information flowing into the cockpit. For this reason, an arms control officer is needed in the flight. These officers, who are trained at the King Faisal Air Force College, take on the role of navigation, working the radar, checking the fuel levels, and when the situation calls for it, firing the missiles, whether it's offensive or defensive. This allows the pilot to focus completely on flying the aircraft. The college also equips its students with the skill for two important jobs, in air traffic control and guiding the fighters. Physical fitness is a prerequisite in every officer. For sports, build the body and expand the capacities. That's why the King Faisal Air Force College provides all the requirements and facilities in order to allow its students to exercise all kinds of constructive sports. And all the facilities that are made available to the students are supervised by capable instructors. And at the end of every year comes the time of harvest, when the college graduates a batch of students who now hold a bachelor's degree in aeroscience and a rank of lieutenant in the Royal Saudi Air Force. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Sultan bin Abdul Aziz, the Deputy Premier and Minister of Defense and Aviation and Inspector General, is always keen on supervising the graduations along with his deputy, His Royal Highness Prince Abdurrahman bin Abdul Aziz.
إن هذه الكلية قامت لله الحمد والمنة على خدمة الدين ثم مليك الوطن.
أتيتك من عاليات القمم وعمق الصحاري وأرض الحرم وفي معقل الصقر كان اللقاء لنعلي البناء ونحمي العلم.
Despite their advanced technology and grand capability, these aircrafts are highly dependent on the teams of greatly skilled and dedicated technicians who service them. Under the directions of the Minister of Defense and Aviation, the Technical Studies Institute is responsible for training these technicians. The first group graduated in 1948 Gregorian, and today, literally thousands of technicians have graduated from the TSI. They trained hard and well, and they are now working on location at the various air bases around the kingdom. They are using their knowledge, skills, and proficiency to help keep these aircrafts in a constant state of operational readiness and to ensure the true operation of the Royal Saudi Air Force throughout the kingdom. It takes around 3 years to achieve this level of capability, and the Technical Studies Institute in the eastern province of Saudi Arabia is where the story begins. Before the technical training can